Why you wanted to give the toughest test to you?
The
friend of you. You said he's friend of you.
Oh, yeah?
You wanted to give him the
that's
test.
what I want.
I do want.
Ilia Topuria had an unexpectedly candid exchange with U.S. President Donald Trump during a White House visit that's now going viral online. The UFC lightweight champion joined fellow MMA stars Justin Gaethje and Alex Pereira at the Oval Office on Wednesday, ahead of their upcoming fights at the massive upcoming UFC Freedom Fights 250 event. But it was one particular moment between Topuria and Trump that instantly stole attention.
I also want to thank God to give us this beautiful day and to give us the opportunity to experience how it feels to be in our Oval Office. So it's going to be amazing, and we want to thank you for this opportunity. Thank you very much.
Fantastic.
And I never thought you will be so kind.
Well,
honestly.
I have a false image.
Yeah.
As the room erupted in laughter, Topuria also questioned Trump about wanting Justin Gaethje to face what he described as his toughest test, leading to playful banter between the fighters and the president.
Why you wanted to give the toughest test to you?
To which?
The friend of you. You said he's friend of you.
Oh, yeah?
You wanted to give him the
that's what I want.
I do want to give. I want to give the hardest test is right. We're going to give the hardest test, and actually, each one of you are fighting your hardest test. I think, right?
Yeah.
The lighthearted moment quickly spread across social media, with many viewers reacting to Trump's self-aware comment about his controversial public reputation. The White House meeting comes ahead of UFC Freedom Fights 250, a historic UFC card scheduled to take place directly on the south lawn of the White House on June 14. The event is being promoted as part of celebrations surrounding America's 250th anniversary and also coincides with Trump's upcoming 80th birthday. According to reports, the card is expected to feature some of the UFC's biggest stars in what could become one of the most unusual sporting spectacles ever staged at the White House.
They're going all the way out, all online. It's all people invited. Our country is invited to this. It's free. And in the park right across the street, they're going to have, I guess, anywhere from 75 to 100,000 people, free. They're going to set up 8 big screens, and they're going to have the fight. And then out here, we're going to have 4,000 seats right in front of the front door of the White House. The hardest ticket I've ever had to.
The best live show on earth. June 14th.
This will be the greatest show on earth. Is at night. That's all lighting and cover. And I think you get the idea. So it's going to be June 14th, and it's going to be great. And this is a little different for these political people. And but these are real warriors. When we talk about warriors, these are warriors. Cyril Gahn, these are all champions. I don't have to say champions, and most of you know, many of you know who they are. Cyril, great honor. Alex Pereira, I've seen him knock out a lot of people. That's what he does. He knocks out people. Congratulations on an unbelievable career. Wow. Ilia Topuria, who they say does not get tougher. So it's pretty much, that's it. They're very special.
Thank you.
And a friend of mine, Justin Gaethje, who is just a fighter like you've never seen. You see the kind of pounding he'll take, and then all of a sudden it's over, and the other guy's not in good shape, right?
It's a crazy game.
Not in good shape. So these are the toughest people. These are the greatest fighters in the world. They're all champions, and they'll be fighting against very tough people also. And but I think you always go in thinking you're going to win. Of course. But they're fighting against. They're Olympians. They come from all over the world. Some come from extreme poverty. Some come from, not too many people come from Fifth Avenue for the most part. I would say Fifth Avenue is not well covered in the sport. But it's a special group of people with tremendous heart and really tremendous talent. And I really believe you're probably born with the punch, and you're born with an ability to take a punch too. I was talking to Dana White last night. He was talking about that. Some people can take a punch and some people can't. And in life, it's always good to be able to do that. And if you guys want to say anything, I don't want to pick out individual, but if you want to say anything, you could. But we're going to see you all here on June 14th.
Yeah, I mean, what an unbelievable honor. I mean, I'm not sure many know how big of a part you were to the UFC coming on and becoming mainstream in the early 90s when nobody would let us and nobody believed in us and they thought we were just absolute animals. And you gave us a chance to fight in your property.
Well, they're right about that, though.
Well, yeah.
In one way.
We just, yeah, I mean, it's truly an honor. It's awesome. It's your birthday. Awesome. It's Flag Day. Wonderful to represent this country. These guys aren't from this country, but I'm sure it's an honor for them as well. But I think we'd be 10 years behind if it wasn't for you. And so thank you for that.
Well, Justin, it's great being with you. You know, what he's saying is right. They couldn't get, Dana says it better than anybody can say it. They couldn't get any arenas because it was so violent that they couldn't get arenas. I was able to give them, I guess, the first 4 or 5 fights.
Yep.
And I went and I said, this sport is unbelievable. They had some of the greatest fighting I've ever seen, and it's continued on. Now it's really at a new level because the talent is much greater than it was even then, and much tougher. These are the best in the world right here. So I think you could a lot of the press is going to be there. And I think this is going to be an event you're really going to like. Anybody want to say? We have all of the great representatives there. They're making a lot of money. They're making a lot of money. Look at that guy over there. Don't fight that one right there. But do you have anything to say? How about you?
Me?
Manager?
Like Justin said, without President Trump, probably the UFC will be 20 years behind. He gave us the jump start from the beginning. And I think this is going to be the greatest sport event ever created on planet Earth. It's going to be the most watched sport event. And it's what an honor to fight on the ground, red and white and blue. I know Justin is only American, but it's an honor, guy from France, Spain, Brazil. That America's the dream. All those guys live in the American dream, and all of us live in an American dream. It's an honor to be in Oval Office, and it's an honor to have a president actually welcome the people. Welcome the people. Most of the presidents are just too good to do other things with other people, but this is the greatest president of all the time in any country, in any world, in any time. And thank you, President Trump.
Well, I tell you, I like him. That was I made a good move by asking him to say something. That was very good. Thank you. I really do. I appreciate it. Well, you're one of the greats and one of the great managers too, and a very good friend of a very special fighter that we know, right?
Yes, sir.
Khabib.
Yes, Khabib.
Who fought 29 fights. I think he won 29 fights, right?
Yes, sir.
He had a tough fight with this guy right here.
I was his 29th.
That was some fight. So they're going to be going outside. Would you guys, anybody like to say something? I mean, if you want.
We want to thank you for giving us this opportunity to build the biggest event in sports history. I also want to thank God to give us this beautiful day and to give us the opportunity to experience how it feels to be in our Oval Office. So it's going to be amazing, and we want to thank you for this opportunity. Thank you very much.
Fantastic.
And I never thought you will be so kind.
Well,
honestly.
I have a false image.
Yeah.
I have
And
a
why
false
you wanted to give the toughest test to you, to friend of
To
yours?
which?
The friend of you. You said he's friend of you.
Oh, yeah?
You wanted to give him the
That's what I want.
I do want to give. I want to give the hardest test. Is right. We're going to give the hardest test, and actually, each one of you are fighting your hardest test. I think, right?
Yeah.
How do you think you know your opponent very well? Very tough.
I know him.
How do you
Very
think?
tough opponent.
Do you feel good?
Very good.
What are your chances of winning?
Me?
Yeah,
I have complete faith.
100%, right?
100%. That's why you're here.
And they believe that too. Would you like to
And
say
I hope
something?
he has the
through-
same faith.
That's right.
That's going to make an amazing fight.
It's going to be great. Yeah, that's right.